first, let's get up to speed with news and corporate action in real estate.
According to an IMF report, Indian realty market has witnessed steepest fall in prices among 52 major markets in the world. IMF's calculation on the annual percentage change in property prices shows that prices in India fell by 9.1%, the highest among major real estate markets. The fall is even worse than in countries struggling with the ongoing European Union's financial crisis. Property prices in Greece, Italy, Cyprus, Spain and Portugal have all come down, but at a much slower rate. Ireland, on the other hand, registered a 4.3% increase in housing prices. Global Property Guide, one of the IMF's sources for real estate data, also confirms the downward trend of India's housing market. The organization, which collates real estate data from across the world, links this to high interest rates and slow GDP growth. The much-awaited Housing Scheme 2014 of Delhi Development Authority launched today. There are 25,034 flats up for grabs. The offer is open for all citizens of India who do not own a house in Delhi, New Delhi or Delhi-Kant area and will close on October 9. The draw will be conducted 15 to 20 days later. The scheme has 811 flats from old inventory as well as 24,223 newly constructed flats. There are over 22,000 flats in LIG category, whereas 512 MIG, 21 HIG and 384 Janta flats are up for sale. The National Green Tribunal has issued notices to the Delhi government, Delhi Pollution Control Committee and Delhi Police Commissioner directing them to stop illegal sand mining going on at the Yamuna riverbed at Wazirabad and Jagatpur bound area of NCR. NGT has directed the authorities to ensure that no illegal mining is carried on riverbed and no mining is permitted without environment clearances and consent of DPCC. NGT has also pulled up the authorities for their failure to restrain builders in Noida and Greater Noida from extracting groundwater for construction. Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao announced a slew of incentives for Hyderabad's realty industry. The CM said that his government is committing to launching satellite townships and laying nearly 1,000 kilometers of world-class city roads in and around Hyderabad. These announcements come at a time when real estate in Hyderabad is going through a transition phase, even as steady price appreciation in its property market is expected in the aftermath of the formation of the state of Telangana.
For any urban development, for any decent development, first of all, you should have the physical infrastructure. Then actually, as a real estate developers, we can go and develop the...
GVK Group, the operator of Mumbai Airport, has leased a plot of land to Oasis Realty for 580 crore rupees. The lease is part of an overall development of a 22 million square feet commercial business complex called GVK Sky City, which will be built over a period of 10 years. Mumbai International Airport, which is promoted by a GVK Group-led consortium, said that the leased land has a potential for commercial development of over 1 million square feet.
All right, we'll take you to Chennai, Hyderabad and Bangalore and cull out some great property options for you. Before that, there is good news for the home buyers of the country. The Real Estate Regulation and Development Bill seems to be back on track. Even I found it hard to believe, but it is. Urban Development and Housing Minister Venkaiah Naidu has already held several rounds of discussions with stakeholders and officials of the ministry. There's one more meeting planned this month, that's in September, after which the ministry is planning to place the bill before the cabinet, incorporating the recommendations of the Parliamentary Standing Committee. The bill will then be reintroduced in the Parliament in the winter session. Oinatam Moja takes us through what the draft bill is likely to look like. Oinatam, so let's just first go through the big changes since December last year when the bill was introduced. Of course, didn't go anywhere in the Rajya Sabha to now. What form or state is it in?
Well, first up, Manisha, commercial real estate will also be included along with the residential property. So these also will come under the purview of the bill. Second, projects which are coming up just in an area of about 100 square meters or maybe just 3 apartments will also come under the scanner now, as it will have to comply with all the provisions of the Real Estate Regulator Bill. Now, the government is likely to revisit the clause which mandates that 70% of the amount collected from home buyers will have to be kept in a separate account and will have to be utilized for that particular project. Now, this proposal is likely to be revisited because the Parliamentary Standing Committee has pointed to the fact that at times the land cost is really high, and introducing this particular provision might actually spike up project costs. So this is likely to be revisited. The meeting which is scheduled sometime this month is likely to take a call on this particular provision. Now, moving on, the other significant recommendation of the Parliamentary Standing Committee which is likely to be accepted by the government is bringing all real estate agents under the provisions of the law. Now, according to the recommendations of the committee, all real estate agents will have to register with the authority. However, it will be the responsibility of the developers and the builders to look into their business conduct. Now, in case there are any violations, a penalty of 10,000 rupees per day will be imposed on the real estate agents. And finally, strict timelines will be mentioned in the bill, and there will be specific provisions in the bill to implement the single window clearance system and have specific timelines for all clearances. So all in all, several major changes are likely to be made. Back to you.
All right, Unitam, so am I hearing you correct that the bill will also take care of one big issue that the developers have, that you can't bind us in delivering in time and, you know, penalize us if we don't, but then not give us single window clearance? How will the bill actually take care of single window clearances and approvals?
Well, Manisha, as far as top ministry officials have told us, and the Parliamentary Standing Committee recommendations have clearly mentioned here that they want a separate provision in the bill which will specifically mention that state governments and local authorities will have to comply with specific timelines, and they want the single window clearance to be set up within a stipulated time frame.
All right, Unitam, thank you very much for updating us. Well, we are going to keep a close eye on the developments on the regulatory bill front. And of course, the fact that it's not one-sided anymore, developers' plea is also being heard, is a good development, because finally we will get to see a bill. Won't